Alright everybody, welcome back to another Dead by Daylight video. So today I want to talk about why I make videos, because it's not something that's really been asked, but I think it's a question that people will start to ask at one point. So, basically, I play this game a lot. Not as much as some other people. I play, 3 days a week, 3 hours on stream, a little bit here and there off stream, but when I started playing this game, I was playing 8 hours a day, not streaming, not making content. I fell in love with Dead by Daylight on that day, and I haven't really, the love hasn't gone anywhere. I went to VHS for a little bit, not because I thought it was going to kill this game, but because it was a new experience, and I wanted to try it out, and I really had faith in the game, and listen, that's a dead horse we're not going to get into. But basically, the reason I make these videos isn't because I think I'm going to change anything, or because I want to be a game dev, or because I want the game to be survivor-sided or killer-sided. It's very simple. I just want to talk about the game. I've said this before, the podcast we do every week, the Killer Main interviews, is some of the most fun I have every week. I get to find somebody who also enjoys the game, very much so, to the point where they dedicate all their time to one specific killer, and I get to nerd out with them for a couple hours every week. On top of that, a lot of the discourse I get from Dead by Daylight is from Twitter, Reddit, the forums, and other YouTubers. I don't really have any, friends who talk about this game with me, and of the ones I do, I try not to bother them too much because I don't want to just talk about DBD, especially my streamer friends who basically play this game for a living. Unless I invite them on specifically to do that, I don't want to bother them with what's basically their job outside of their job. So I don't really get to even talk about this game that much outside of making these videos. But it also lets me see the opinions of people who aren't on Twitter, who aren't on Reddit, who aren't on the forums, who are in my chat specifically. To that point, I also want to make this very clear. I don't think I'm an arbiter of anything. I don't think I know everything about this game. I don't think I know every solution. I try to make it very clear that I'm not trying to go on one side or the other. I am primarily a killer main, but I try to hear the other side out, see the perspective on their end, right? I try not to make any buffs or nerf ideas that affect both sides in a way that would be detrimental to the game. I'm not always right, and if I do say something demonstrably wrong, I would love to be called out. That's just how I would like it to be done. On top of that, if you read through many of my comment sections, I reply to a lot of them, especially the ones that are actually genuinely saying something or giving me criticism. I try to back end it. Now, am I sometimes a little aggressive or condescending in my replies? Yes, but that comes with the idea of me thinking I'm right, because as a wise man once said, if I thought it, or of course I think it's right, why wouldn't I think it otherwise? That's unfortunately just how the human brain works. It doesn't matter how much cognitive dissonance you can give me, I'm not going to believe anything other than what I think for the long time. It doesn't mean my opinions can't change, and they probably will. There's probably a video I made 2 months ago, even a week ago, that I don't agree with fully. It's just how this whole process works. Okay, you can't slander me based on one opinion. But that's basically why I make these videos. It's mostly for the fun of it, but also I love discussing this game and talking about it. It is a one-of-a-kind game. There is no other game like it that has been nearly as successful as it has been. And it just lets me just nerd out for a little bit about it. And that's basically all this comes down to. I know this is rambly and basically a nothing video, but I really wanted to put this out there so there is video documentation of me explaining to people why I make these videos. I'm not trying to change behavior's mind. I'm not trying to influence the devs. I am literally only doing this to have a discussion about certain things with the game because I enjoy doing that. I enjoy hearing all people's sides. As long as they're not aggressive about it, I am perfectly okay with that. In any case, this is going to be a really short one today, guys. I love y'all. Links and stuff are below. Like and sub if you want to hear more of these discussions. I try to keep them interesting. I know sometimes I fall into the generic commentary channel, but there's only so many interesting discussion topics I can come up with, right? Like the Legion add-on one is probably the one I was the most proud of in terms of coming up with something to talk about. But yeah. Also, the Chucky guide is still pushed to March. I still want to make sure they're not changing him. I know it's frustrating. It's frustrating for me, too. I wish the devs would just make up their mind. Same with Onryo, which we'll talk about tomorrow, more than likely. In any case, I love y'all, and bye.